to give us the latest on the ground. Oleksii, thank you very much. Last time we spoke to you, you were at the scene of an on-air strike, I believe. What's been going on since then?
Hello, now I am in Kharkiv. It's the second biggest city of Ukraine, just 30 kilometers from border with the Russian Federation. And now I am staying in a very special building. It is called the House of Word, because in the beginning of 20th century, the best Ukrainian writers, poets lived in this house. And it was built for those artists, writers, poets, and cultural people who are active in cultural activity. And in 1930s, almost all people who lived here were killed by Stalin in his repressions. And now you see, and that's why they are called in Ukraine, in our history, that it is a renaissance which was shoot. And you see again that Russians are again shooting at this building, which is the symbol of this renaissance, cultural renaissance of Ukraine. And after 80 years, I don't know, have you heard it? That's a cannonade, it's a shelling, because Russians are continuing shelling on Kharkiv, on the city, and that's the situation.
So we were hearing initially, weren't we, that Russia was scaling back, that it was pulling back. But that's not true as far as you're aware, is it?
No, it's not true. Russia lost the battle near Kiev. They tried to take Kiev, then they tried to encircle Kiev. They lost this battle. They have very high losses near Kiev. That's why they are just retreating. But they decided to call this retreat, that it is some kind of a step for peace. Like always fake, like always lie. Probably they want to just regroup and refresh their forces. That's the only thing. But they are continuing attacks in eastern Ukraine, in southern Ukraine, and Putin is not going to stop. The only thing that can stop him is force. That's why we need air defense, aircraft, just to stop Russians in the air, like we stopped them on the ground.
Yes, and I was listening to a gentleman on the radio yesterday, and he started this campaign to inform Russians about what's really going on in Ukraine, and he was saying there's still so many people in Russia who don't even believe that a war is taking place. I mean, to what extent do you think many Russians are still in denial because there is simply not a free press in Russia, and what is actually happening is not being properly reported?
You know, from one point of view, yes, the propaganda is guilty for what's happening in their heads. But from another point of view, sorry, but there is internet. Yes, Facebook now doesn't work there, Instagram doesn't work there, but YouTube works there. And they can just go and watch your show. I have on my YouTube more than 500,000 followers, and part of them are from Russia. And I am doing my YouTube partly in Russian language. So they can do it and they can see all the picture if they really want to. I want to tell you that it's not only Putin who is guilty and who is mad, but the whole Russian society is very sick and very militaristic, aggressive, and that is the problem. And the denazification really needed for them, because they are really conducting as Nazis. I don't know, have you heard? That's continuing shelling on 1.5 million population city, and like hundreds of people already killed here, including children and women. So when they're saying, we don't know about the war, probably it means that they don't want to know about the war, because if they really do want, it's not hard to find the information, but it's easier for them to believe that they're here liberating us from something. But they're only liberating us from kindergartens, maternity house, hospitals, schools, and killing us.
And there are some pictures today in the British press of what appear to be Russian military uniforms just strewn around, apparently deserted equipment, etc. Is it true that some Russians now, so quite a lot of Russian soldiers, according to these pictures, are deserting? They're running away?
Yes, that's true. That's true. Their moral is very low. Many of them don't understand what they're doing here. And certainly after big losses, their moral became even less, because they see that their friends are dying in thousands here. and it's hard to understand for what. And they are on the absolutely another country's territory. They are not on their land like we are on our land. We are fighting for our land. And what they are doing here. So yes, many of them are deserting, and their morale is low, and they are dying here in thousands. That's the situation. But for Putin, it's nothing. For Putin, the life of any person is nothing. Ukrainians, sorry, British, who they like in Salisbury, Russians, his own nation, Russians, for him it's nothing, absolutely. He just wants to continue his aggression, that's all.
Okay, well, look, Oleksii Goncharenko, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Ukrainian member of parliament there. And
thank you, and please support us and help us with the weapons. That's the only thing we ask. We will do everything ourselves. We will defend the free world and our values, but we need weapons.